everyone, and welcome back to our Ellipse Unsealed podcast. As always, you're stuck with myself and Bobby, but today we are joined by Quintin Hunkin. Hi, Quintin.
Hello,
Hey, man.
how's it going, Savannah? Bobby? Happy to be here
Good.
today.
Yeah, doing
Yeah.
well.
Thanks
Nice
for
weather
coming.
here in Denver.
That's
Oh
nice.
yeah.
It's gloomy here in Ohio. I don't know, Quintin, you said you're in Dallas. Is that right?
Uh, I'm in Dallas. It's 82 and sunny today, so
Nice.
a
That's
nicer day.
Dallas.
so my
I'll be going outside to play pickleball here in a couple hours.
Wow,
nice.
Main
nice.
home down here. Yeah.
That's my second home, Dallas. Now I think I've been to Dallas every month so far this year,
Yeah, you're
and
like,
and like a couple times last year towards the end of the year. So I've been to Dallas a lot. I've got my own suite at the Nilo, right down the street from the office there.
In Isla, right next to the Microsoft office.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it.
I love that
Mhm,
hotel.
mhm,
you know how to
It's a
navigate the
nice
airport perfectly.
I do, yeah. No, I know the
Mhm.
area. I know where the I Whole Foods down. I got the In-N-Out burger down. Just you know where the key things are for quick food, and
Oh yeah. You got an In-N-Out burger like 2 minutes from that
it's
Nyla.
it's
That's
yeah,
dangerous.
it's definitely walking distance in good weather for sure. You bet.
It's an excuse every time, isn't it? Yeah.
Right, you go there, walk there, eat it, and walk back, and you've got your exercise and you got your good food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Mhm.
Well, cool, Quentin. Well, you're obviously live in Texas, but do you want to kind of tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm a technical specialist here at Microsoft. And for those of you who don't know that are listening, what that means, I'm essentially a sales engineer. So I work with our pre sales teams to conduct discovery sessions, but also technical demonstrations. And then I work with my sales reps to then align partners depending on the expertise and, of course, the industry. So would love to work with you all more Ellipse Solutions and aligning you to some of my deals. But that's sort of how I work with my different sales reps here at Microsoft to make sure that we find that right partner, but also the right solution for the customer.
Yeah, and you work with multiple sales, so there's like you're a one to many type of role at
Yeah.
Microsoft.
So being Microsoft, right, we go to market with our partners. So I work with not only partners like Ellipse Solution, but partners all across the board, depending on the industry and expertise that they provide.
Yeah.
Really.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, kind of scrolling through your LinkedIn a bit, I see that you're kind of a little passionate about the upgrade processes and
Okay.
everything that comes along with it. So do you kind of want to give us some more context within that realm?
Yeah, I mean, upgrades, obviously, upgrading to the cloud or upgrading to Dynamics 365 Finance and Supply Chain Management, also called F&O. We still call it Finance and Operations. It's a
Right.
great way for organizations to modernize their business operations and drive innovation and achieve greater efficiency. And there's a bunch of different benefits that you get upgrading to the cloud, but probably the biggest one's going to be the cloud-based infrastructure, right? It provides scalability, flexibility, accessibility, and you don't have to manage those on-prem servers any longer. You can move up to the cloud and have Microsoft manage that for you. A couple more are like the unified platform in and of itself. We sort of pride ourselves on having all of our products on one common data model. So once you have your dynamic solutions in the cloud, you can evolve and take advantage of the other ones as well. And then of course, advanced functionality, moving from AX to the cloud, we have a lot more features like AI features, and then things like continuous updates. When you implement our ERP, we want it to be your last implementation, right? And we don't want you to have to implement an ERP every 8 to 10 years. And now we released features. So we have 4 standard updates a year, but 2 of those updates has features for our product. So now you can implement the ERP once, and every year you get all these new features, right? And that's the overall goal. And then the last one I would say is probably enhanced user experience, because it's a lot glossier, a lot better looking than AX and Nav and GP, and it's a lot easier to use.
Yeah, and just going back and just kind of walking through those points again from the other side of it, because As an end user, I only made it up to 2012 as an IT VP and developer and all kind of all areas in between. But to your point, if it was 2009 or 12 when they were still releasing, these were typically service pack releases or what were called RUs, and installing these would be a major, experience, so you just didn't get to them. Oftentimes you just didn't do them unless you needed to. Like, wow, I've got a problem, security, or with an error or something, so I've got to go ahead and put this RU in. Otherwise, you weren't getting some of the value out of it, and the updates weren't typically as impactful as what you're seeing now on, like you said, this regular cadence.
A lot of them were bug fixes and stuff like that. I was talking to some AX customers, some Nav customers, and I was telling them about our wave releases, and they're like, "New features? What?"
Right? Yeah, exactly. Everything before, like, all bug fixes. All the energy that Microsoft had they were being put into the next best version. So, like, if it was 2009, all the new development was going into 12. They were still doing bug fixes to release back into but no new features being released. So, yeah, much better experience for folks there. So just again talking about upgrades, I've heard people out there talking, well, we're getting close to the end of the cycle. It feels like there's still a lot of folks running older versions and still looking for that that upgrade opportunity. What's your feeling on that?
Yeah, I mean, the sooner you get to the cloud, I would say the better. That's, sooner you get to the cloud, you don't have to manage your own on-prem infrastructure. Obviously, some of these products that we have and some versions of AX and Nav and GP, they're coming end of life, right? And some of them are even becoming end of extended support. And at a certain point, we're going to have to force you to upgrade. So, getting to the cloud as soon as possible is going to help you in the long run. And not only that, Copilot is this huge buzzword in today's industry. We have no Copilot features on-prem, right? Yeah. And everybody, you want that Copilot assistant. We saw ChatGPT. It reached 100 million users in just under 3 months. That just shows that it's not only going to become an expectation for us as consumers to use AI, but also businesses as well. And the sooner that businesses get on board with this, the sooner you're going to have a Copilot assistant in every one of our applications, right? Where you can just ask them, hey, how do I create a purchase order? And your Copilot assistant will tell you, or how much inventory do I have in site 2, warehouse 24, and it'll spit it out for you. So features like that, that can take hours off of your day. Those are some of the things that are benefits and why I think you should move on-prem to the cloud as soon as possible.
Yeah, and just to reframe, do you think there's still a lot of people out there waiting to upgrade? Like, that we're not near the end of, like, the people that are still on legacy systems. AX, there's still a lot of people still in that zone.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we provide different things. So if you're on AX, 2012 R2 or 2012 R3, we're going to have some direct upgrade paths for you and tools that you can use. But if you're on Nav or GP, it's likely going to be a net new implementation. And I think what scares so many people away is the cost. And hey, these are some of the same features I have now. What's really great about being in the cloud? And it kind of goes back to those different benefits that I talked about: the cloud infrastructure, the unified platform, the advanced functionality, the AI, and really the updates. I think the updates are something that's big that a lot of on-prem customers just aren't educated about or they overlook. Right.
And you bring up the lack of support, or not a lack, but the deprecation of support. But it's not just that. I mean, having been in that situation, so so AX, your version of AX isn't supported by Microsoft, but as it goes along, the software is no longer supported on these servers. The actual hardware you have, as they age out, you can't put new servers in place because you can't run the software. So you're really putting your business in a predicament. So that's where having a strong, if you're going to your executive team, just that ROI on, hey, if this goes down, it's going to, even if Microsoft could help us, the resources are getting really thin on people that know the older technology.
Absolutely.
Even at partners, I mean, it's not. It just, further you get away, the further they care about supporting it. It takes a while, so you could be in a bad situation at the end of the day, to, if you're not really looking at upgrading and having a path to that. Yes, it might be running now, but if it breaks, how is that going to affect your business, and where are you going to be? Aside from the great benefits, there could be some really bad, stuff out there if you're not thinking about an upgrade.
Exactly. And you bring up a great point, right? End of mainstream support means Microsoft, we're not here to support you now, and extended supports, our partners are here to help you. But like you're saying there, as you all start to focus more on Business Central and F&O, supporting GP and NAV and AX is going to become a thing of the past. And you're only going to have very niche, smaller partners to help you out. And you're not going to have that huge ecosystem of people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So remind me, we met in Dallas a couple of months ago, a few meetings ago, and you focused on commerce too. Is that something that you're still focusing on, or?
Yeah, I still focus on commerce. Kind of a jack of all trades here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to call myself a master of none, but jack of all trades.
Right. Yeah.
I still do focus on commerce though, and commerce is great. Our Dynamics 365 commerce product is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, just interested if you have any, one or two examples of how folks are using commerce, but maybe outside of the normal, what you would expect, like, hey, because it's got some pretty broad use to it, and I've heard some fun stuff. We've seen some great use in public sector that is out of the norm. Like when you think commerce, you think of point of sale or very strict, kind of just this lane, but if any examples you have where it's kind of slightly out of that lane, that's a little bit different than somebody might expect to be used.
I think people get confused when you hear about our commerce product, right? Because it's like, is it e-commerce? Is it point of sale? What does it really do?
Yeah.
And what it is it's a complete omni-channel solution that's going to unify your back office, your in-store, call center, and e-commerce channel. So those three channels, in-store is going to be POS, e-commerce, obviously that online web presence, and call center, we have a call center sort of channel that's in our ERP itself. So it's going to unify all of those three, and our sales channels are going to be built on the foundation of our ERP using something we call our headless commerce engine. Headless is sort of the buzzword in today's industry in commerce. It means you
Sounds a little like a horror film, though.
Yeah, exactly. Headless horseman, right?
Yeah, right. Something going on there.
You can decouple your front end experiences from your back end experiences so you can work on them concurrently. But what we're seeing a lot, right, is B2B organizations that might have, a bare bone customer portal or not even an online presence, just the ability to request for quotations. We see people in the manufacturing industry, especially, want to have more of these direct to consumer B2C experiences, right? And really, as the baby boomers start to leave the workforce and us millennials start to become the major population here, we expect those modern, glossy, self-service purchasing. We don't want to have to call somebody to place an order, request a quotation on the website, then wait for somebody to call us. We just want to place the order on the website, not talk to anybody. So that's what we're really seeing in B2B organizations, especially. And then, of course, traditional point of sale is going to be huge for not only retail customers, but we're seeing B2B point of sale as well. So distributors who want a point of sale experience at their warehouse. So from a B2B perspective, I would say that's probably where Microsoft is focusing on the most. And those are some of the unique use cases that we're seeing. But as you alluded to, public sector as well, especially up in Canada, I see a lot of government related customers wanting to have, sites for parking and stuff like that, or a lot of different use cases you can use commerce for.
Yeah, no, I work in the public sector vertical here, and with a number of different partners, and again, love kind of the, not just like I said, the parking, citizen engagement activities that we're able to use commerce for. So yeah, that's to me, it's just another thing that needs to get out there so people know that it's not just the functionality, but it's the tie-in to your main business system when you're using finance and ops or whatever. You're getting this immediate connection to your data, and it's not siloed in different areas. So
yeah, and I would say that's the biggest benefit, is that seamless integration with our ERP. And there's not a lot of companies that provide both, right? And for you to be able to place an order on your website and have that order be recognized in your ERP in less than 10 seconds as a sales order, that's a huge value add, where you have all these different customers that usually use middleware and are spending money maintaining middleware and those APIs to get all of that to work. And then when upgrades happen, they have to tweak it. We don't have to do any of that with our system. So I would say that's probably the biggest benefit of our commerce channels.
Yeah, I'm trying to evangelize in the world that D365 Commerce is a true enterprise level commerce solution. We hear a lot, you'll hear a lot because what's out there people know, or Shopify or something like that, and they get stuck on some of these. To me, it was sometimes quirky things about Shopify. It's like, well, does D365 Commerce have a TikTok plugin? And you're like, are you really using TikTok? Because I haven't seen you out there on TikTok. It's like, it's just weird sometimes, but what becomes exciting to somebody, and you got to kind of walk them through the field and say, yeah, you probably don't need TikTok, but here's some really cool stuff that you're going to get out of this, this direct connection.
Some actually really beneficial things other than.
I know, yes. Some people might want TikTok, and that's cool. We can figure that out for you.
And we might not have those out of the box connectors to TikTok, but we have the APIs, and that's what the headless engine is used for, right? Take your product data, serve it to any channel you want. We provide that API driven headless commerce engine for you to do that. So it's not like you wouldn't be able to do that, So
yeah, you get your on-time inventory and your trends all in one. I'm a big supply chain enthusiast. That's kind of my expertise when I was in. We didn't do a lot in finance. It kind of just ran itself. But I did a lot of work in production and in warehousing. Anything that just kind of you can see coming down the preview pipeline that's out there and in public that we should be excited about from the supply chain side?
Yeah, I actually started my career working for a different ERP implementer, and I was more on the implementation side and post sale. So I was a sales and distribution consultant before. Okay. So I had this experience on the ERP side. And when I came to Microsoft, that was a natural fit. And then commerce and the sales channels became, hey, this is a great fit for me. But as far as the functionality, right? Supply chain, it encompasses everything from procurement to manufacturing to warehousing, sales, distribution. And probably one of the two features that I thought have come out lately that customers might not know about entail our Copilot features. So we finally just came out with our sidecar Copilot capability in the ERP in 10.0.38, the update to the system. And now you can use it as you do with task guides and task recorder. You can just ask it anything with generative AI and it'll spit out steps on how you can do that process. So I can say, how do I create a purchase order in the system? And go to procurement and sourcing. It'll just spit it out for you. Nice. So that's really good for training, I would say, self-service training and learning the system, or how do I configure this? And I don't have to exactly know where it is. I can just generatively explain, hey, what do I need to do here? Another one's going to be the confirmed purchase order with changes workspace. That one's going to be awesome. So what it'll do now is if you have changes with your purchase orders, it'll aggregate all of those changes and AI will tell you if it's going to impact any of the orders downstream. So traditionally, if you had a change with your purchase order, you had original quantity and a changed quantity, you had to drill into that purchase order, see if it's affecting a production order, a sales order downstream. Now, Copilot and AI will aggregate that for you to say that, hey, you have changes across 10 purchase orders here, and that's affecting these 19 different places downstream. Here's a view for it. Do you want me to explain what it's going to change, how that's going to affect your business? So what used to take hours of you having to drill down into these orders and corresponding orders now can save you hours and hours of time, especially for your procurement professionals. So
that's huge. I mean, I worked for an apparel company that was getting product from all over. It could be in country, it could be overseas. Stuff on a boat, stuff on a train. It's all different types of, and sometimes because of that, you've got delays happening. You've got things impacting those deliveries. And I know for a fact that these folks that were doing this were doing exactly what you said, manually tracking all this. Hey, I just got a note from XYZ distributor that says the product's going to be late. I've got to now go figure out where because this is a huge container that's got X amount of product. That how is it going to affect? I've got to go look and manually try to find all this. That could be a day's worth of work for somebody, as opposed to just kind of beep boppity boop bop, and all of a sudden it's telling you that, and it makes that noise, right? You've got that noise programmed in, so just you can add that in. That's an extra sidecar bit. You add the beep boppity.
No, it's fantastic. And, with the integration with our interoperability with our productivity and collaboration apps, right? You can say, send an email, or contact my procurement manager right from the workspace, or open up Teams right in the workspace and ping your department, whoever this change is going to affect. So, Microsoft products and how they all work better together. That's the whole name of the game here. So
yeah.
Yeah. So, Copilot has already been a huge topic of conversation within this discussion, but what are some ways that you individually utilize it from day to day, or your favorite functions of it all?
Yeah. So my favorite function with Copilot's probably within Teams itself. And if you all don't have it today, or anybody listening right now or watching this recording hasn't used the Copilot and features in Teams, use it. It's absolutely incredible. I was late to a meeting the other day, right? And I'm not always late to meeting. I'm usually
that's on recording now, but we'll edit that out for you.
I was about 7 minutes late to a meeting, and I can just ask Copilot. I bring up my Copilot sidecar and I say, what's been talked about thus far? And it's like, well, Brian talked about how he made waffles and walked his dog. And this person said this, and they're talking about this action item. And it's just Copilot, it just summarizes it all for me. So that's an amazing feature. And then whenever the meeting is done, if it's been recorded, I can go back to the Copilot to ask it questions about the recording. So even if I didn't attend the call, I can say, give me the main action items of the call, or the main summary points and the follow-up items. And Copilot will say, hey, was this talked about during the meeting? Yes, it was talked about. Here's the timestamp if you want to go back to the transcript. Yeah. So just things like that, traditionally I would have to go back to the recording, watch the whole recording, or skip through the recording. Like, okay, this isn't relevant. This isn't relevant. Now Copilot can do that sifting for me and save me hours of time having to go through these recordings. And now I don't even need to watch the recording. Copilot can summarize it for me. So.
Now you don't even have to go to the meeting. Just
if it's not mandatory, right? So.
Yeah.
And I was doing, that's one of the things I started a long time ago, just for my own edification, was recapping every meeting very, intently. Like, hey, here's a quick recap. We talked about this, blah, 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 blah. Here are the action items, blah, 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 blah. If I missed anything,
it's you time if you're that PM or that person leading the call too, because traditionally you got to be on your stuff, right?
Right, exactly. And just the fact that I say, if I missed anything, Copilot's not going to miss anything. It's got the transcript right there. It's not going to miss anything. So you're going to capture pretty much every essence of what was talked about and get it, like you said, quickly
absolutely
recapped. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not only in Teams, right? We are introducing a Copilot in every one of our products. So we have it in sales, we have it in marketing and customer insights. And customer insights, what used to take so much time trying to aggregate these data in different customer segments, you can just have a base data and just ask it, I want to target customers under age of 40 with a dog, and it'll create that for you now with Copilot. What you used to have to aggregate and map together, now Copilot can do for you. So it's saving everybody hours of work. Not only if you work in CRM software, ERP, but if you're working in PowerPoint or Word or any of these applications that we provide.
Yeah, it's an amazing feature for sure. And I love reading like some of the studies that have been done, just putting facts behind how time saver it is, and how now people can work on other tasks that actually take some more time that they can focus on as well. So yeah, definitely a future.
We're in the new era of AI,
Yes.
Adopt it now or adopt it later.
Yeah. Stay ahead of it for sure. You bet.
Yeah, definitely. Well, cool. And then what are some resources of Microsoft that may be considered hidden gems for users to utilize? Do you have any suggestions on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably the most useful tool, and you probably already know about this tool. Everybody probably knows about this tool, but it's overlooked, is Microsoft Learn, right? It is the single source of truth for all product documentation. And a lot of the times when people have a question about a product or a sub module, or, hey, I don't know how to do this in procurement and sourcing, it's all in Microsoft Learn. Everything's in Microsoft Learn. And not only for our ERP and CRM products, but any product that we provide.
Yeah.
And the same thing with troubleshooting, right? Not only does it provide learning modules, learning paths, different certifications that you can get, but it has community forums. So even if it's not documented, oftentimes either one of our customers, our partners, or Microsoft employees, they've talked about the problem that you're having. And Microsoft Learn is going to be that single source of truth for you to kind of figure that out.
And I give them props. Microsoft is keeping it updated too, so it's not a stagnant. Like there are times where I've seen in years and years ago where you say Microsoft was pointing us to a blog or a forum that was just pretty stagnant. Like there wasn't a lot of activity. Where if you're out on Learn, there's just so much activity. There's so much activity. It's being updated in so many different areas. Like I said, all the modules as new things come out, as updates come around, deprecations, whatever it is, it's being updated, and so it really is a great jumping off point for a lot of things. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep. And then if you use our Dynamics product, the ideas.dynamics.microsoft page is pretty awesome as well. We at Microsoft, we value our customers' feedback and our partners' feedback. And a lot of the times we implement features in these new wave releases that come for our customers. So what this ideas portal is you can go to any of our products and our sub modules of our products, and you can submit an idea that people can vote on in the community forum. And then our product managers will look at that, and they'll, depending on the votes and how many people are arguing or saying, I want this, I want that, they'll respond and say, hey, you know what, we're going to include this in release 10.0.41 or 10.0.42. So just the community that Microsoft has through Learn, through ideas, it's, we care about our customers and our partners, and we care about all of them equally. And we really value that feedback to enhance our products, to make them better.
Yeah, ideas is a great one too. I've been talking about that one for a while. And people always say, really? I don't think they're paying attention. It's like, no, I guarantee it.
They do.
Brian was at a meeting where we brought it up, and somebody was like, I don't know. And Brian's like, no.
Yeah, they listen.
They listen. Yeah, there were a couple of Microsoft folks in the room who all went, no, they listen. We have to to review these things, and that's real. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. And then Viva Connections, our Microsoft Viva suite. I don't know if you guys use that within Teams, but Viva Connections is going to be an awesome one to aggregate all of your different disparate HR systems. You can do things like, view your pay stubs, your pay summary, all these different things, aggregate your training all in one place. So we use that a lot here at Microsoft. We've been adopting our Microsoft Viva suite, but that's going to be another hidden gem if you use Teams and you use the Viva suite. I go there almost every day just to get a quick snapshot about how everything's doing internally for me from a employee self-service perspective.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I had not heard about that one. So that's a great point. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have a quick question. We're getting close to the end here, but just did some social trolling, and I saw that you were in choir.
Yeah,
I wanted to bring it, like, what kind of choir was, like, Pitch Perfect choir? Were you like four guys doing a cappella? Was it a big choir? Like what?
So I always had a good singing voice growing up, but I was always like, I didn't want to join choir. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And my mom convinced me to join choir in the 8th grade in junior high, and I joined, and I did pretty well, and I got recruited by the high school teachers, and they called my home phone one day, and my mom gets this voicemail, and they're like, "Oh, we want Quintin in the high school choir," and I'm like, "I'm not doing it, Mom. I'm not doing it, Mom." My mom made me do it, and I end up joining freshman year, and I end up going to the top choir, and I'm in choir all 4 years, and I had a fantastic time. I was in show choir, so
yeah.
I was in a boys and girls choir where we would sing, we would dance, do choreography, and we would travel around the Midwest and participate in competitions. So
awesome! Next time we have you on, we're gonna insist you bring a video of that. We have some
video. If you go on YouTube, I'm sure you can find some things. I did a couple
in here now.
I did a couple talent shows in college, so you might find those on YouTube as well.
I love just the hidden talents that everybody has them. Like there's across the board, there's not one person you would talk to that doesn't have something like this, or like they're really
I saw
good
your vinyl collection. You're a big music guy too, so I love music. I love to sing, and when I was younger, I still love to sing now. So it's
just a shower or karaoke. Where are you singing now?
I'm a shower karaoke guy. Occasionally, I'll go out with some friends of mine that are in bands, and they'll ask me, "Hey, do you want to do a song?" Or if I'm out in the city with them. But
nice.
Other than that, I'm a shower. I'm a shower.
Do you have a go-to karaoke song when you do it?
Yeah, I'm a big Motown fan, so
nice.
I usually gravitate towards some Stevie Wonder songs along those lines. Anything Motown, it's right up my alley. And for the talent shows I sang "Superstition" by Stevie Wonder, and I also did "Gravity" by John Mayer one year too.
So. Nice. I swear to you, I think the last time I did karaoke, I sang 2 Stevie Wonder songs. They were offbeat. I sang Sir Duke, which is just a weird karaoke song to pick. But I love that tune. Nobody knew the song almost. Like, you don't know this song? It's like a really great Wonder song.
Who doesn't know Sir Duke, man?
I don't know. Yeah, so that's funny. Yeah, that's good stuff. Motown is fun to sing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's feel good music.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, do we want to go into our rapid fire questions to end out the episode?
Yeah, we've been ending on some rapid fire. These are rapid fire fun questions.
Just
top of
answer
mind.
Them quick. Is it yes or no sort of thing?
Yes or no. Maybe. Maybe
a little bit more elaboration.
Yeah, you can. It doesn't have to be like rapid. It can be just normal. But funnily enough, one of the questions that I did have, which kind of relates to the whole musical thing, is. And Bobby, you can answer them too, as always. But who is currently your favorite artist?
I don't know if I could put it down to an artist.
The top 3.
Yeah.
That's tough for me. John Mayer is one of them for me. I think he's the best guitarist of our generation, and he's got an angel voice.
Good.
So I love that guy. I love huge fan of Usher. I love R&B. I think Usher is the modern day Michael Jackson. I think Chris Brown could have been it. He lost his chance, so it's Usher.
Yeah.
And then if I had to pick another one, I would say Marvin Gaye. Yeah. So
awesome. Those are really
I'm a soulful guy.
Yeah.
Guy.
I just listened to John Mayer's Continuum. I had the album. I just got it.
You never listened to Continuum?
Not all the way through. No, I knew the songs on it, but I hadn't listened to it from it's a 2-disc album, and I listened to it all the way through.
It's his best album, man.
Yeah, it's a great album.
Yeah. When he was 27, or he wrote the whole thing. He's incredible.
Yeah. The other, and I'll just say that those are all good. I typically just go. Like I said, I have such a varied taste. I love everything for the most part in some way, and so I haven't been listening to anything currently that I would say is like number one, but I did listen to that one, so I wanted to point that out. And I love this clip that's been generated for a while now, but there's a clip of Marvin Gaye singing Heard It Through the Grapevine, but they've stripped away all of the...
Oh, just all a cappella? I saw
it's just him singing, and his voice is so...
It sounds perfect. Like there's some sort of something behind him. It's a force, but it's like just his voice you can groove to. I've been seeing that. Absolutely.
Very cool. I'm pretty basic. I listen to a lot of Taylor Swift.
Swift.
What'd you say?
I said, don't say Taylor Swift.
I know. Oh no.
She's a Swiftie. She's a Swiftie.
No problem.
No, I'm not crazy about it though. I promise. And then Noah Khan, I listen to a lot these days, and Hoosier with his new songs out and things like that. I've been listening to as well.
You said Hoosier?
Mm-hmm.
I like Hoosier a lot. I've seen Hoosier live twice, and
oh really?
he's
That's
incredible. Cool. He's incredible. He looks like Sirius Black when he's out there in his outfit. He's really good.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to see in person for sure. Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, the next one is, do you have any pets?
I do. I have a black cat. His name is Ichigo. And Ichigo is based off of an anime that I really like called Bleach. So, secret closet anime fan over here, but
nice.
Yeah, I have a black cat. He's 2. He's amazing. He usually is on my desk, so I'm surprised he hasn't jumped on my desk during this call. But yeah, just one black cat. Always grew up with cats. Always been a cat guy. So
I have a cat. It would not ever jump up on the desk. It's a typical scaredy cat. Like the doorbell rings and the cat runs and is gone for like 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
It's just complete, shy thing, but fun.
Well, what about at night? What about at night?
She'll come out. Her name is Lou, and she'll come out, and eat and hang out, when things are really quiet. But man, if any noise, anything,
she's
just
bolted into the closet.
She's bolted somewhere. Yeah, she's bolted for cover. You bet.
Doesn't mess with strangers.
What about you, Savannah? Do you have any pets? Or?
I do. I have a dog. Her name's Sunny, and she's a little over a year now, so she's still kind of a baby, but
still a puppy.
Yeah, call her Sunny Bunny.
Sunny Bunny.
And then the last question from scrolling through your LinkedIn page: did you go to school at IU?
Indiana University. I'm a Hoosier.
And
Absolutely.
The question was going to be, what is a Hoosier?
What is a Hoosier?
A Hoosier is somebody from Indiana. That's literally it. It's somebody from Indiana that wears pinstripe red and white pants. That's what a Hoosier is. Just an Indiana native,
So
everybody asks me that.
I know.
So funny.
So I'm from Ohio, but I went to school at Ball State in Indiana, and so all of my friends.
You went to Ball State. Chirp, chirp, right?
Yeah. But yeah, whenever I'd want to just like tick them off, I'd be like, Hoosiers aren't even real. Like, you guys are just fake. Like, just get in their ear about it and chirp at them. But
I got no beef with people from Ball State, but Boilermakers. That's our main rivals right there. I don't know. Purdue, IU. I think IU's the better choice. I got IU, then Ball State, then Purdue.
There you go. I guess whatever. But cool. Well, that's all the questions I have. So, Bobby, do you have any other last minute thoughts?
No, man. I hope to see you next time I'm in Dallas, and we really appreciate having you on.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a great experience, and would love to do it again. Thank you all for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and thank you to everyone watching. See you guys.
Awesome.
Take care.